bored. Oh my God. And I look over at Trevor and he's like, so bored. And we're like, what are we gonna do? And so we like look at each other and we're like, baseball slides. Definitely. And so just right in front of her we start busting out baseball slides on the hardwood floor. And it was awesome. We slid really far. The floor was like freshly waxed. And so yeah, that didn't go over very well. The tour guide was like horrified. Mrs. Drin was not happy. She whisked us out of there right away. But the funniest part of the story is that, you know, it happens afterwards. Once we got back home, Mrs. Drin made us write thank you notes to the tour guide on unlined paper. And if you can picture being a 7-year-old, you know, it's hard enough for us to like form letters at this point, let alone like write whole words and sentences straight on a piece of paper. And so we're actually really sorry because we didn't realize that we were doing something wrong. And so we're like, you know, oh my God, I'm so sorry, little Bo Peep. You know, crashing my baseball slides on your hardwood floor, and like, you know, at one point I think I'm like writing like this. So we hand her our thank you notes, and she's like, boys, what are you doing? And you know, you look at the letters and it's just like a waterfall of words just getting down the page.
Waterfall's good.
You know, she thought we'd done it on purpose. And it was like that, you know, it was like that. All Trevor and I did pretty much when we hung out was have fun and get into trouble. And once we got to high school, it was just the same thing. We just found more friends to have fun and get into trouble with. So, after college, when Trevor told me he was moving down to DC to hang out with 4 of our closest friends, I was like, sign me up! So I moved down here like 6 months after Trevor, and I was really excited. Trevor and I were going to get a place. Our other buddies had a place in Northern Virginia. We were going to hang out. It was going to be sweet. And so what happens right when I moved down? Trevor gets a girlfriend. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to hang out. It's not working. I remember at one point Trevor's like, yeah, you know, after spending 60% of my week with Kathleen and 40% with you guys, I don't really have time for anything else. I'm like, dude, you gotta get your priorities straight. Spin around a little bit. But it was cool. It was cool. You know, Trevor and I still got a place, and I got to know what an awesome person Kathleen is. You know, not only is she intelligent, attractive, into the same everything as Trevor, she puts up with all of his crap. Literally. So yeah, I mean, I have some great memories from that apartment. You know, we were like 3 peas in a pod. Moments like watching Trevor and Kathleen make food and waiting for them to give me some. Seeing Kathleen's nose crinkle as I walked in the door with an armful of groceries from Aldi, her favorite grocery store, or listening to Trevor and Kathleen bicker while they played foosball will always stand out in my mind. So fast forward like a year and a half, our lease is up, we're about to move out of our place. At this point, I can see that Trevor and Kathleen are perfect for each other, but there's still like one lingering question in my head. And that is, can she keep him in line? You know, as evidence, Trevor and I tend to get into trouble if there's not someone there to keep us in check. And this question was answered a couple months later when I was living in San Francisco. Trevor and Kathleen came to visit for a week, and on the last night, after a very long game of pool, which they shouldn't have won, by the way, we're walking home, and I'm like, hey Kathleen, you mind if I call you Kath for short? She's like, John, you can call me O'Rourke. I'm thinking, yeah, she'll keep him in line. So, and while I can't exactly call her O'Rourke anymore, I can call her Mrs. Drin. And with that being said, I'd like everyone to join me in raising our glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Duran.